Greetings, YouTube. I am not young anymore. And every time I say that and somebody's older than me, they look at you and they say, "You're younger than you think." But, to me, like when I was in my 20s, I still thought of myself as pretty young. But when you're in your mid 30s, it's just not young anymore. I'm not saying I'm old, but I'm definitely not young. And yet, I still cling to things before my time. My favorite band of all time is the Eagles, which some of you watching this only know them as like a professional football team, American football team, I should say, in Philadelphia. You didn't even know they were a band. They were a band that had its heyday mainly before I was born, really a decade plus before in the 70s. And I would grow up loving their music, and I would watch videos of concerts of the Eagles, and they'd be killing it, right? There'd be sold out shows, they'd be smiling, playing together, and I'd be thinking, how did this beloved band ever break up? How did it get to a point that they didn't want to play together anymore? It seems impossible for me to grasp that concept, and I've actually felt similar emotions over the years when I've had friends that would post nothing but happy photos, which is usually a bad sign, by the way, on social media about their like great marriage and kids and life, and then suddenly you hear they're getting divorced, and you're like, what? But everything seems so perfect, so happy. How did it come to that? And of course, whether it's a band breaking up or a divorce, it doesn't start immediately. It's like a slow trickle over time where something bothers you and maybe it's not addressable or you choose not to address it, and then a second thing and a third thing and a fourth thing and a fifth thing, and then suddenly it's a snowball effect, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until the weight of it is too much for you to carry, and you just throw your hands up and say, I can't do this anymore. I cannot tell you how many people I've heard from this year that are at that snowball's pace, not with the Eagles or their marriage, at least that I know, but with this game. Now, I'm going to say this, even though people aren't going to watch this video, they're just going to see a title or want to make a comment without watching a video, but I don't want this game to die. I want this game to survive. And yes, I do have some ulterior motive than the average summoner because I have a YouTube channel that is all about this game, and that YouTube channel would have to change or cease to exist if it went away. I am never going to deny that. But obviously I played this game for years without a YouTube channel and still loved it. And so the community, the opportunities for people, I also really genuinely love getting crystals and new champions and learning new champions and feeling like I'm actually good at something, which depending on the day is either what happens with this game or it's the opposite. I feel like I've never played the game in my life, and I've been playing for 7+ years. But sometimes it's just hard for me to communicate over video why people are ready to leave. And my man Caveman OOG attempted to do that this week on a Reddit post, and he even warned people at the post's title, negative posts. Don't read if you're looking for happy. I mean, that's basically as direct as it gets. But Reddit, just like the forums, although maybe not as bad, and I've got so many people who wish my channel and probably me was dead on Reddit that I usually stay away from there for my own mental health. But they can have posts that get removed if they don't feel like they're really justified to the community, and you can see, sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators of Contest of Champions. Now, because of that, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to cover it, but what do you know? My man took a screenshot of the post before it got pulled. And the beautiful thing about a YouTube channel is you can go back in time and discuss something that no longer exists if you were to look at it publicly right now. So we know what the post is titled. Now let's see what my man Caveman OOG has to say. Several weeks ago, I decided to take an actual break from MCOC for a variety of reasons. During this time, I've had several people ask me, do you miss the game yet? The sad realization I've had is I miss the way MCOC used to be years ago when I started playing. Point A, the game has gotten too complicated. I can rarely play the champs I want to play. Many champions now need specific counters to fight them, let alone with complicated nodes. We used to be able to more or less bring whatever 5 champs we want into a quest. Now we have to study it like a math final and bring very specific champs. Now, I've said that for years. If I downloaded this game today with no knowledge of it, I would be overwhelmed and I would just quit. And maybe that's an indictment of my brain and my work ethic, all of which are fair points. But I felt like it was kind of complicated back when it was just Alliance Quest, Alliance War, Event Quest, and the Arena. Now you've got incursions, you've got battlegrounds, you've got side quests, you've got special quests, you've got variant quests. It's just too many things, and I feel like if I'm supposed to have all these things done, to me it feels like you're signing up for a college term schedule. You're signing up for like 6 different classes, and you've never taken any prerequisites before, so you're just thrown into the deep end, and you don't know anything, and everybody else knows things, and they've been doing it for years, and you're just too far behind to get caught up. And I think that's my biggest fear with the growth of this game, is that if you kill the ability for new players to easily catch on, even if you give them more crystals to open or more units even, it's just not going to be something that sustains a targeting repeatable behavior, which is the key for any mobile game. You have to encourage people to adopt a new repeatable behavior pattern that gives them the expectation to even open an app every day, nevertheless spend money. The in-game rewards have been increasing way too slow, and the real money offers have been cranked to 11. Now that has never been more proven than in the difference between Act 8 rewards so far and what spring cleaning was and what we expect next weekend for July 4th weekend to be. I need like 500 Tier 6 Basic, Tier 3 Alpha, Tier 6 Class Catalyst, and there's only tiny fractions here and there to be earned. I used to look forward to the monthly event quest, and now the rewards seem like a joke. That's a great title for a video. We occasionally get something with actual good rewards, but they're very few and far between. I feel like I'm always just waiting for whale holidays, and everything I do in between doesn't matter. And I shouldn't say it doesn't matter, but it matters as little as possible versus what you're used to. And so that's what I would say really to that point is it's like going from driving on an interstate to being stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic where you don't move very much after an hour. I've had a very noticeable and visible delay on my inputs for 2 to 3 years, plus dropped inputs and numerous other bugs. It's been so long, I can only assure it's never going to get better. Well, I told Katie Candy this. If you're waiting to come back to the game permanently until it's fixed, you're never going to be coming back, because there's always going to be issues. And some of that might be outside of Kabam's control, especially with different devices, but it's just the reality of mobile gaming in 2023. The input system Kabam did make it better. Game was absolutely unplayable for a while until that, but still bad. Seems like Battleground's supposed to be the main game mode now, the future of the game, and I don't personally enjoy it. It's the game mode with by far the best rewards right now, and I just simply don't want to grind my butt off doing it. They made it too much like a card game where luck of the draw seems to be the largest factor in whether you win or lose. Some people love that, but I don't. Makes me sad to say it because the game and the community have been a huge part of my life for 6 to 7 years, but I believe this game has been ruined. I bought an entire PC game for the cost of one freaking Catalyst in MCOC, and I'm having a lot more fun playing that. I believe I am finally, actually, really done with MCOC. Take care. Now, you do see some comments on this, like it's always better to quit if you're not enjoying the game anymore. Take care, brother. And I've been telling people that for years. Now, if you don't want to fully quit, because there's so much money and time invested, you can always do things like leave an alliance and just log in every day for the rewards, and that's it. Or find a retired or semi-retired alliance that doesn't do war, or does one battle group of war, or doesn't care about battleground scores, etc. And just take your foot off the gas is what I'm saying. Don't crank that energy to a 12. Quit the game if you like it, or join a semi-retired alliance. Spectral, who I think I've interacted with before, speaks truth. I think that's kind of expected considering how long the game has gone on. I don't think there is any game that could go on for even 5+ years. Still keep things simple and also maintain interesting gameplay. Well, I think you have a good argument for needlessly complicated mechanics like Purify versus Cleanse. I think you need to rethink this. Plus, there are still cheat code champs. Hercules, Awaken him, and never have to worry about anything except Nullify again. I agree. It's nice to get monthly 6-star gems. We need more rank 4 materials. Like, seriously, especially with 7 stars. Gameplay's still terrible. I wouldn't necessarily agree with this mode either. I wouldn't say BG's the new game mode. Blah, blah. That being said, all for BG's getting focus. I think what I love about this post, and yes, I'm biased because this man has been a friend of mine now for, I don't know, over a year, and he's just a really good guy. But I think that this post could have contained anger. It could have contained profanity. It could have contained a lot of words that were not appropriate for anything, and it didn't, and yet, of course, it still got deleted. So, Caveman OG, I don't know if I was able to communicate what you wanted me to communicate, but I am thankful I tried. And this is why a lot of people are wanting to quit right now. And I don't think that this is a problem that is, of course, exclusive to MCOC. I think it's inevitable that a lot of games go through this. But this is just where we're at right now, and we need to be honest about it, especially given the size of the community, how it's shrinking. But also, I'm just worried that as people retire, we aren't getting new people in because, again, it's just so much to catch up on. That's really my biggest concern.